everyone, how are we doing? Welcome back to the It's Kate podcast. I am Kate, your host for today, and I'm absolutely thrilled that you've decided to join me in today's episode. Today is the very first day since I came back from London that I actually have a morning to myself. My son was sick, so he was off school for a few days, and today is the day when he went back. And I finally had a chance to reflect upon everything that happened in London, both externally and internally as well. And I'm so happy that I can share this with you because perhaps you will find something in it of value for yourself. If you are here listening to my podcast, you are perhaps an entrepreneur, or maybe you are someone that is, ready to embark on this particular journey. So let's get into it. From Friday till Sunday, which is past weekend, I was in London at Wembley. We had our New Skin convention, and this year it was at Wembley because it's a big celebration. New Skin is celebrating 30th birthday this year, and so am I. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I feel so aligned with this company. And we got to spend the whole weekend surrounded by not just, the affiliates, the distributors, the leaders, but also people from the corporate world, from the corporate side of our business who were sharing with us what's coming, what's happening, which I absolutely loved. I've never worked for a company before where I was actually involved and informed about the creative process, everything that has been, planned for the next 10 years. And this just shows you the stability of this business. So like we have a new product coming out for the next 10 years, which is absolutely incredible. And, guys, those events, the reason why we have them, and this is to strengthen our belief in our business, in ourselves, in the, this incredible profession of network marketing that we are in, the belief in the company, the product. To be honest with you, ever since I started, which is nearly 6 years ago, I had such unshakable belief in the company, what it represents, what it stands for the product, because I am a product of our product. The one thing that I struggled with was believe in myself. Can I actually make it happen? Is it possible for me? And this weekend, I had so many, I suppose, breakthroughs, so many incredible moments, and I'm only reflecting on them now when all of the emotions, have come down, when my energy levels came down as well. What goes up must come down, and the energy of those 2 days was absolutely insane. We were on such a high. So I feel like my frequency has raised. However, physically, my body just simply needs time to recover. And there's a couple of things that I want to share with you that I personally experienced during this third event, because this is the 3rd January kickoff event that I attended. And looking back at the previous two, I can really see that the massive change and the massive growth that has occurred. And every single leader that spoke to us and shared their experiences, and bear in mind, these are the people that have been working with New Skin, with our company for 20 plus years. So they are a well of knowledge and experience, and they were there to pour into us. And every single person that was on that stage pouring into us said that personal development was a massive part of their success. They had to grow into the person that was able then to generate the success and the level of impact that they did. And with personal growth, if you are someone that is studying yourself, you are studying how we think, why we behave certain way, why do I think the things that I do, even though I know they're not good for me, and the things I want to be doing, I'm not doing them, even though these are the things I want to be doing. We humans are quite funny, okay? And I love learning about this stuff. I love learning about what is it that makes me me, what drives me, what potential do I have. And the downside of, that particular growth is that you don't see the results until you are put in a situation of adversity. And I genuinely believe that developing emotional intelligence, understanding your patterns, your reactions, am I reacting or am I responding, is absolutely crucial to become successful in any type of business. Because if you are like me a few years ago and you sweat little things, so let's say something minor will happen, but you will blow it out of proportions and have a meltdown, you will not have a successful business, because part of entrepreneurship is learning and failing and trying and taking action and failing again and then failing some more. In my particular type of business, I have a very simple job. I market the product and I build a network of people and I teach them what I have learned. It's not a rocket science. It's simple, but it's not easy. And with that comes a lot of challenges. I'm the one responsible for my paycheck. Nobody's gonna send me money for nothing, for doing nothing. I have to perform to earn money, which is very different to what I've done in the past when I worked for a company and I was earning wages. I literally just had to show up and I would get my paycheck. Here, if I don't do the work, I don't get paid. Very different mindset, very different scenario. And with that, not only comes sense of responsibility, taking ownership for yourself, being in charge of yourself, but also a lot of challenges and adversities, because we are in the business of people. People are unpredictable. People do things and the people do not do things, and all sorts of different stuff happens. So you have to have a certain level of resilience and emotional intelligence to move through those challenges with grace, compassion, and faith. And that, to me, this weekend was a pure evidence that the work that I have done was worth it, because I had lots of adversities. If I had to write everything down, it would be like every single thing that could go wrong went wrong, from like the smallest of things. So first of all, my son got sick 2 days before my flight and mom guilt kicked in. Dad was in charge. He's an incredible parent. He's absolutely fantastic. He's very hands-on, very loving, very, very caring. So he was like, it's okay, we got this. Like he's fine. It's a cold. We got this. But when your baby is really weak and has a high fever, all you want to do is to hold him. He's 6.5. He's not a tiny baby, but he's my little boy. And you just want to nourish and take care. And I was like, oh my God, will I go? Will I stay? But I was like, I have to go. I just have to go. Not just because I've been planning on it, but it's such a big part of my business and what I do. And I really wanted to be in that room. Plus, I was actually on stage on Sunday as well. And that was the first adversity. That was the first internal battle that I had to face. And driving to the airport, thinking about them, ringing them from the airport, I was still battling that mom guilt, that I should be home taking care of my baby. And then on the other hand, that that lion within me, that is really, really eager to grow and push this business forward. It's like, you have to do it. You have to do it for your growth. You have to do it for your business, but you also have to show up for people on Sunday, like you said you will. So I went. So I went and I dealt with it, and I had a, internal dialogue, and I was like, my son is perfectly fine. He's perfectly happy with with his dad, in the big bed watching movies and having snacks. That was first. Then when I arrived, I got into Heathrow, which is the closest airport to Wembley. We were staying at the Hilton Hotel right outside of Wembley, which was really convenient. But I arrive, and I come from a very small town in Poland. Now I live in Ireland, but it's also a very small town. I'm not like a big city type of a girl. I'm very used to having everything nearby, so I don't have to do like crazy long commutes and traffic and all of that. I love Galway. I love the small city vibes and all of that. So I arrived to Heathrow, and if you know Heathrow Airport, you know that it's absolutely freaking humongous. It's not one terminal, it's not two, it's 5, okay? There's 5 terminals, and a couple of the girls were flying from Belfast, and they were getting into Heathrow at exactly the same time as I was. So obviously we scheduled that we're gonna get an Uber together and we're gonna travel together, split the cost, and basically spend time together as well. So I arrive at Heathrow and I look at the board and I was like, where's their flight? Like there is no flight from Belfast. So I get in touch with our group and I was like, girls, like where are the girls from Belfast? Like they not here? Like did they get in? Like did they take off? What's the story? And they were like, no, they definitely like landed. I can see it here. And I was like, oh my dear Lord. And that initial panic set in, okay? Because I'm like, it's such a big airport. Where do I go? What do I do? So I go up to the guy at the desk. That's why they're there, okay? They're there to help. And I was like, listen, this is the situation. I'm waiting for my friends. And I was like, oh, yo, your friends are at Terminal 5. And I was like, okay, so like, where do I go? And he was like, oh, you take a train. And I was like, what do you mean you take a train? Like, is Heathrow a city? Or like, and he was like, no, like, it's just a big distance between the terminals. So you take a train. And I was like, okay. He showed me where it is, got on the train, one stop, met the girls. During the time, I did a big shop in Marks and Spencer's because I was absolutely starving. And I didn't know, like, how long it's going to take us to the hotel. So I did a big shop and I had the salads and the drinks and the dessert and the little snacks. And I was like, I'm being so smart. I'm going to have everything in my hotel room and I'm never going to go hungry. On the way from Terminal 2 to Terminal 5, I left the bag behind in the bathroom. I left it behind. Like £50 worth of food, and never mind even the price of it. It was just the fact that I was so incredibly hungry. And I was like, oh, well, like it is what it is, okay? We just gonna go with it. So I managed to get to Terminal 5, met with the girls. Yay, happy days. We were waiting for our Uber outside of the terminal. I ran into another shop. Wasn't as good as Marks Spencer's, okay? It wasn't half as nice. Got some tuna sandwich, but anyway, it filled up my tummy, at least for a little bit. And we set off to get to the hotel. We get to the hotel, everything is absolutely fine. I don't even know what time it was, maybe around midnight. And then the next day was the day of the event. So we have the breakfast, and I didn't book the breakfast before. Okay, that was just another thing, just another thing, because you are in the go kind of mode. And I arrived at the restaurant and your man was like, oh yeah, it's like £24. And I was like, excuse me. And he was like, oh yeah, it's £24 if you don't book it downstairs. And if you book it downstairs, it's £14. And I was like, you telling me that if I go now downstairs and book breakfast for now, I'm gonna pay £10 cheaper? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Well, I didn't do that, obviously, okay? I paid the price for the breakfast, and it was quite nice, in fairness. But still, I was like, that didn't really go my way, okay? Because I was unprepared. I was simply unprepared. But we had breakfast, we got to the event. The atmosphere was absolutely incredible. Like, when you find your people, when you find your tribe, and you are in their energy, you flourish. You literally, they bring the best out of you. And sometimes you don't even know that the best is in you until you put yourself in that room. and you feel that energy and you feel all of that. So the event was going great. We heard so many incredible things, about the products, about the company, about the plans, the vision. What are we doing? Where are we going? Which is always really, really exciting. And halfway through it, my heel broke. So I was dancing, okay, we're kind of bouncing up and down to the music. It was high energy, all of that. And my heel broke. Thank you, Zara. That was absolutely amazing. And I was like, really? Really? Are we really doing this now? And Cara, who's also on our Irish team, she was sitting beside me and she was like, listen, I have very comfortable shoes. If you want, I can run to the hotel, which was literally just out around the corner, and I grab you shoes from the room. And I was like, please do. Thank you. And she did. And I did change my shoes. I was very comfortable for the rest of the day. Got to the hotel, get my outfit ready for the next morning, and my pants are not right because the bottom part, the hem, that kind of came down. And I was like, are you having a laugh? I literally looked up the sky and I was like, really? Okay, let's deal with this now. So my friend Cindy, she's absolutely incredible. She just knows everything. She was like, what are those things you can literally just iron in and it's gonna make it hold? They're for curtains, they're for different things. And I was like, I never heard of that thing. And she was like, yeah, and I think they have them in the Sainsbury's outside. And so we went, we bought it, she fixed my pants. I was like, that's absolutely incredible. We went to the party that night. We had a social, gathering, incredible party. I had my dinner and then I went back to the hotel because I had to prep for Sunday morning. And then Sunday morning comes and my cycle starts because biology is full of surprises. And, being in a perimenopause, the cycle is not as regular anymore. So basically you get surprises. And I got my surprise on Sunday, half an hour before I knew I was going onto the stage, and I feel the cramps and I feel the pain and I feel, the tiredness. And I had a split second. I had a split second when I genuinely felt sorry for myself. I was like, come on, just give me a break. But anyway, I gathered myself. I got and had breakfast, which I booked the night before because we learn from our mistakes. I got on the stage with Jenna, who was my co-host. We had the most incredible day. But the moral of the story and my personal experience is that 3 years ago, all of those minor inconveniences would cripple me. They would negatively impact my attitude, my mood, and my energy. I would dwell on them for much longer than necessary because I used to sweat small stuff. When the traffic was too heavy, when kids did something they were not supposed to do, which is in their nature, okay? There was so many different things that would literally throw me off the track and just make me go, ugh! And I had a very hard time getting out of that energy and centering myself back. Now, when I look back, I'm like, good girl, well done. Because it was in those moments of adversity and those tiny little minor inconveniences that I realized that I have outgrown that Kasia that had tantrums anytime something didn't go her way. So if you are someone that is growing and learning and you're developing yourself and you're doing the work, you attending trainings, you reading the books, you are, doing the workbooks, you are doing the work and you feel like, I don't really feel any change. I don't really feel like there's anything happening. Just wait until you are in a situation when instead of reacting, you respond. And this is when you go, okay, yeah, we're good. We're on the track. We are moving forward. We are growing. I can see the difference and I can see the change. And it was a lovely moment for me. It was genuinely a moment of appreciation for the work that I've done. Because just to give you a bit of a backstory, I suppose I used to have a very poor attitude, where if something didn't go my way, and that goes all the way back, I would freak out and I would be in the hump because I really wanted for everything to be perfect around me and work for me. I was not doing any work myself. I was not being of service. I was not contributing. I was basically settling, drifting through life and reacting when things were not going my way. And now, all those years later, because I started personal development when I partnered with New Skin, I'm like, wow, you have come a long way. And I'm telling you, when you do that work, it's not just how you show up for yourself and in your business that will change, but your relationships will change. I genuinely thought up until maybe 3 years ago that my intimate relationship was a write-off, because all I could see, not 3 years ago, more than that, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, because I thought that this person is not the way I want them to be. I was only looking at his behaviors and not, reflecting on what is my input. What energy am I bringing to the table? How am I showing up in this relationship? It was all me, 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 me. And sometimes for us women, that's hard, okay? Because we're like, no, I am perfect and he should adjust. And if he doesn't, that means he's not right. Well, let me tell you this, girlfriends, okay? I had few long-term relationships that failed for pretty much the same reasons. And it's because I was repeating the pattern. And the moment I took responsibility for myself, I went inwards and I started to heal, identify those patterns, analyze them. Why do I do it? Why do I think that way? When I kind of uncovered, when digging, did all the dirty work, because that work is not glamorous, no matter what Instagram is telling you. That work is not glamorous. But our relationship went to another level because he responded to my internal change. And I started to look at him in a completely different way. And we got engaged in October 2022, which to me, it was just another proof that, okay, that internal work is absolutely crucial, because now life is responding to the change that I have done internally, and it's priceless. So that was kind of the first reflection that I had, the first thing that came to mind when I was traveling home on Sunday. And excuse me, I have to take a little sip because losing our voice here. We are drinking our collagen because in 2024 till the end of eternity, we are getting older, but we are looking younger, and I absolutely love it for that. So that was really the first thing that came to my mind. The second was importance of being of service. If you want to become successful, you have to be of service. You have to step out of it's about me, which very often is the mindset that we have when we start our network marketing business. It's like, I want the money, I want the customer, I want the sale, I want all those things. Instead of being, how can I be of value to you? How can I show up? How can I serve? How can I make you feel a certain way? How can I help you solve your problems? Because this is a business of being of service. And this event on Sunday, myself and Jenna, we were hosting the Sunday session, and there were so many incredible speakers on the stage, and they were all there for free. These are all the leaders within our business that have been partnered with the company for, between 5 to 35 years. Everyone was there, and they were pouring into us. Like, I appreciate those events so much because if you've ever, signed up for a course or a class, the business development, new skills, finances, personal growth, these things are not cheap. They are very valuable. But what you get back obviously is 10x. You're getting so much value back. It's crazy. But what we have that incredible group of people that show up for us to help us become better for absolutely nothing. And to me, it's invaluable. Being in their presence, watching them walk and talk and interact with other people. And these are people that earned money that my brain cannot even comprehend. And people that are genuinely wealthy and not rich. Because there's a big difference between wealthy and rich. I believe wealth whispers when rich screams very loud. And these are the people that you wouldn't even know that have global business, that are thriving, that have that financial freedom. And what financial freedom is basically not worrying about money. Like, have you ever gone to the shop and be like, I can buy anything I want because I know there's an abundance of money sitting in my account? Like, to me, that's goal, because with that comes life of choices. Where would you like to go this weekend? Oh, I really like that handbag. That is coming home with me. Oh, I'd really go to this event and this mastermind or this and that. I really want to put my kids into this college. I really want to gift this to my husband. I really want to sort out my parents for retirement so they're nice and comfortable. I do not have to worry about anything. That to me is the ultimate freedom. And that is my drive. But watching them and being in their presence, I can't even describe it, for free. They were there for us for free because they were there in a service. And I believe that the more you are willing to give, and I don't mean like material things. I think when we are thinking about giving value, we think about gifting people and, just giving stuff away. No, it's your time. It's your wisdom, it's your energy, it's your presence. That has an immense value. And they were there to give it to us. And it had a profound impact because few years back, if I was asked to come on stage and speak, and edify those people and summarize Saturday event and do all those things, I would be fixating on, like, oh my God, do I look okay? Is my hair okay? Is my outfit okay? I really hope my pants won't fall apart. I really hope everything down there is okay because, it's a danger zone during the cycle and everything. I would be thinking about that. Well, now, a few years later, I was there, 5 minutes before we walked into the room, and I'm like, okay, check in with yourself. Do you know what you're bringing? How do you want to show up? What energy do you want to bring? What can I do to make sure that the people that are in front of me and beside me get the most out of this experience? I'm good with my hair. I'm good with my outfit. And by the way, my hair was the other adversity that happened just before the trip to London. Because on Thursday evening, I went to get a haircut and I wanted to get LOB, L-O-B, which stands for long bob. It's got a name. Well, what I got is a bob, which is much shorter than what I wanted. And any gal out there who ever got a haircut that was not what she wanted, you know how it feels. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? But again, emotional resilience. It's like, it is what it is. It will grow back. I'm gonna rock it anyway. But that was the attitude that I had on Sunday morning. I'm here for you, and you're not here to validate me. I'm not here to fish compliments. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm not here to show you that I'm worthy of being here. I'm here to serve you. And I'm telling you, every single person that spoke on stage had that attitude. Because when we come into the business, we want that first sale, we want that money. We speak to people and it's like, oh my God, are you gonna buy it or not? Like, let's call it as it is. And then you realize that, oh, it's not about me. It's not about what I get from it. In this business, you succeed by helping others and by being of service. And how do you become better at serving? You work on yourself. It's the most amazing cycle you can imagine. The better you get, the better you serve. The better you serve, the better your results and the faster your business will grow. So that was the second thing. And you know what? It is nearly 31 minutes. I think I'm going to leave it at that. No, I'm going to say one more thing, okay? It's a long episode. I know it's a long episode, but stay with me because I believe it will be worth your time. Who you surrounding yourself with, and faith into what it is that you want to create. Faith is a crucial part of growing not just yourself, but also your business. So the leaders that I, listen to, there's always a common dominator. The common thing, okay? They all have those little common things. And what I always want to do is I want to pick them out because success leaves clues. And I want to pick those things and then create like a pattern of what it is that they do, but also how they think. And they all said that they had unshakable faith into what it is that they want to create, because they all had different goals. Obviously, they wanted to have a successful business, but what was behind that was, different to every person. But they all had unshakable faith. And it really got me thinking and check in with myself. And when I flew home on Sunday, we got the kids to bed. I got home in time to kiss them goodnight and all of that. And me and my fiance sat down, we had a glass of wine and we were talking. And he was like, I just can't believe that you are going there, to spend those 2 days getting absolutely nothing out of it. This is your goal. You're not there yet. Like, are you not tired? Do you not feel like it just leave it because, maybe it's just not working? And I looked at him and I was like, well, first of all, I love you so much for actually looking out for me, and being here to, to check on me, and share that with me, because he doesn't do it in a way, to knock my confidence. Well, he can't do it anyway. Like, only you can, make yourself feel unworthy. But he did it out of the place of caring and looking out for me. And I had that moment of reflection and I said, you know what? Even if I was to do this for free for the rest of my life and I had to get a job, but guys, when I mean for free, it's like, I have a certain income level that I want to achieve, okay? It's not like you're not earning anything, but I have big goals, okay? Which is at least 5 figures a month. And with that, it takes grit, time, and consistency. But, that's the goal we're discussing. And I said, if I had to do it for nothing for the rest of my life and just work a job because life forced me to, I still do it. I still do it. And the reason why is because I have such a passion for it. And I think that it's such a blessing to have something in your life that lights you up so much, that brings so much out of you, but also pushes you to better yourself, to show up and inspire others, that you would do it for free for the rest of your life. And I think this is where that faith comes in, because I have the passion and I have the desire, but I also have faith. And I said, I can't describe it to you. It's a knowing. It's like this vibration in every cell of me that I know that this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is exactly the path for me. And I know that what I want is on the way to me and I'm on the way to it. Because it's both ways. It's not going to just arrive when you're sitting watching Netflix. But I know it. And it's like the same knowing I had on Sunday when I was flying home. And on Sunday, we had a red weather warning, which means a badass storm was over Ireland and the flights were getting cancelled left, right, and center. And I arrived to the airport and I look at the board and they say flight to Shannon, on time. And I was like, are we actually flying in that shit show? Like, are you kidding me? So we were talking to the staff at the airport and it was like, listen, we undecided. The Aer Lingus is the airline that we flew with. They're undecided. And it was 20 to 6 and our flight was scheduled for 6:05. 20 to 6, they call us and they're like, guys, we are flying, get your bags. And I was like, holy smokes, okay, we're flying home, amazing. So I rang the fam, I'm flying home tonight, everything's gonna be okay, can't wait to see you. Drop my bag off, run through the security check, run through the gate, 6:10, we're in the air. And to say it was bumpy, it's an understatement. Like, that flight was a roller coaster. Takeoff from Heathrow was bumpy enough because it was ridiculously windy in Heathrow as well, and it was lashing. Crazy stuff. Then we got to the certain level, the pilot, cool as cucumber, comes on to the microphone. Guys, welcome aboard. Thank you for choosing Aer Lingus. We are right on schedule. We'll be arriving in Ireland, Shannon Airport at around 7:30 in the evening. Enjoy your flight. And I'm like, oh yeah, now I can relax. We're good. It's stormy, but we're good. And then the air hostess comes over 20 minutes later and she's like, what do you want? Would you like drink, food, cigarettes, duty-free stuff, perfume? And I'm like, whoa, like that's a lot. And she was like, darling, have you heard about the weather? It's so bad. We won't be able to serve anything in the next 20 minutes. We have 20 minutes to serve everything to everyone because the weather is so bad. We're all gonna have to be strapped in and sit down. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, you should have a different job or work on yourself, because that was absolutely ridiculous what you just did. Because I was cool as cucumber and now I'm less cooler. But anyway, I got myself a drink and I was like, you know what? I just know I'm getting home tonight. Like, I just know it. There are moments in your life when you feel that faith and you're like, I just know it's going to be okay. I know we're gonna get home safe and sound. I know I'm gonna see my babies. I know I'm gonna hug them and I'm gonna hug my fiance and tell him all about this weekend. And that was the same level of faith I had in getting home safely as I do in creating the lifestyle and the future that I desire. And every single person that, I listened to, that I heard this weekend, had that faith. They're like, you just know. You know in your heart, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And you're like, but how do I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Well, how does it feel when you're doing it? Because I tell you this, when I talk to people, when I educate them on the product, when I'm creating marketing content and everything, because I have the freedom to do it and I'm a highly creative person. So it's like, yes, bring it on. What are we going to create today? When I see transformations that people have from our products, when I see the transformation in their life they have from this journey they went on to the difference they make in their families' lives, it's like, it lights me up. It genuinely feels like there's like little wings growing out and I'm just like rising up in the air. That's how it feels. It lights you up. And you want to do it 24/7 if you are doing it for very little at the start. That's how you know you are on the right path. And that's how you know that this is exactly what you need to be doing. Amen. Amen or not? What do you think? I'm gonna leave it at that because it is a 40-minute long episode, which is much longer to what I normally do. But I hope you got something from it. I hope I got some of that energy that, I generated in London. I hope I got some of that across to you. And with that being said, guys, just go out there and make it happen. Like, find something, find your tribe, find something that brings the best out of you. Find something that will appreciate you as a person, what you have to give, your skills and talents. And if you don't know what they are, find something or someone that will extract it out of you. And then keep doing it, no matter how hard it gets, for no matter how little, until you get to where you want to be. I love you all so much, and I will catch you next week. Mwah!